Hey, it's your buddy Tim Schulback with another Watcher of Realms video. And since we're kind of in the calm after the storm here, I figured I would throw out a video where I just have some basic questions about this game that maybe y'all can help me answer. And also maybe some commentary on things that I don't really understand that may not have an answer. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, and I hope everyone is having a great 4th of July break. And I think we're in for some more stuff coming up for the anniversary event, which is good. It's been a lot of fun. I have basically done everything. On the Eternal Spire, I was able to get 16s on every floor, which was great, and I would thank War Guides and Banana Luck because I just basically copied some of their teams. I did feel like I improved some of the teams, like on a level 8 I found a place you could put and then you didn't need to have a Decimus. She would just kill everybody coming through here with another mage, so that was kind of fun. And there was a couple other ones, but nothing to write home about, really. I'm not really at least not right now, as I'm fairly new to the game. And let me see if I can find the daily rewards, and we can talk about daily sign-in. So I am 142 days in, so not even finished all of the rotations, right? Because after I think 150 days, no, 180 days, you just get the same rotation, right? So I'm in the middle of the rotation. So, there's guys that have been, guys and gals that have been doing this for 365 days, and, well, I guess close to a year now, right? So they, I think, are in much better position to make guides and do things. I'm more about, I think, just opening up stuff and playing the game, and I'm a pretty casual player. I don't do this for a living. Obviously, right? I have a full-time job and a big family and everything else. So we just do this as some fun, and I like to keep it lighthearted. And that kind of brings me to my first question. So my first big question is, do you think there are some lucky accounts and there are some not lucky accounts? And I'll bring two pieces of evidence to this argument, and you guys can tell me what you think. But the first piece is, when I first started this game, I had 2 or 3 accounts going at the same time, and one account just pulled trash, one account pulled kind of an okay champions, and this account seemed to just pull unbelievable champions, right? And so I just sort of stopped playing the other accounts, and I just started playing this account. So if you can see, I have 7,167 summons, which is quite a bit for the time I've played, for sure. But I see other content creators and other people doing things. I'll name Fastidious and Blunt Guts, and even Dan Heilman, I think, who's pulled a lot of champions and seems to have a terrible time getting legendary heroes. And me at 7,167, I have, let's see what legendary heroes I have. So I have Laia for that ancient exclusive legendary lord hero. Sorry, I should be more clear. Legendary lord hero. So I have a Laia for the arbiters. I have an Ajax and a Ymeret, since she is French, for the Northern. No, this is Northern faction, or did I put? Yes, this is Northern faction. So I have Elder and Hars for legendary lords, one exclusive. I have Toreador for the Nightmare. I have I don't believe I have a purple one. So I'm missing Demi and Morrigan. But I do have an Ajax, which is nice. Oops. So that's one I'm missing. And then for Fire Guys, and sorry, I don't know, the Infernals, I have Soul Cadens and an A3 Twin Fiend, and then for geez Louise. And then for Piercers, I have Yovar, and then for Esotericus, I have Cyrus, and then for Chaotix, I don't have a Lord. I did go degen to try to get Baldi, even though I wasn't super excited about him. Wasn't able to pull him, but I do have some really great Chaotic Lords. You can see here pretty much all of them, and yeah, so you get the point, right? I don't have any of the Arbiter Lords, obviously, which I think there's only one Lord, Ancient Lord, Praetus, who I think we're coming up. So that I'm not trying to flex on my account. What I'm trying to say is, do you think some accounts get tagged as being a lucky account, like they're just going to let them pull great champions and other accounts aren't? And when you're dealing with statistics, right, you're dealing with big numbers is really where you want to look. And I think 7,000 and some is a pretty big number. I'd be curious if there's any statisticians out there that would have some information about what would exhibit a large number, like what the large number would be to prove if they are sort of setting up accounts to succeed when it comes to summoning, and setting up accounts that are just going to have a tougher time. So I'd be curious with your thoughts on that. So my next question is, why don't they have gear suggestions for these champions, right? If you've been following the Discord, they've been putting out certain champions with gear suggestions on their posts, with beautiful tiles and explaining what to use. So I know they can do them. And you might be saying, look, just do it yourself. But the problem is, I don't have enough gear to put somebody in a Soulbound Arcana, and then in a Infernal Roar, and then with the same stats and do all that stuff. So I kind of need to rely on some other folks doing stuff. And if they could, and they obviously can do it because they're doing it. So it seems like it'd be a pretty easy computer model with their numbers, and they could have some gear some gear recommendations in here and say, look, for this content you want this, and for that content you want that. That would make life much easier, I think, and it would be very helpful to dummies like me, and I could follow. Because right now I'm just sort of putting my top champions, which is right now Guild Boss 1, are the champions I really try to pay attention to, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and him. And who else do and then the support champions, yeah. But those are the guys that I really pay attention to, and try to make that work. So that's my second question. So are there lucky accounts? Why don't they have some gear suggestions? And I know Fastidious is working on adding that to his website, which is a fantastic website, right? I love it, and it's a yeoman's task to take on the gearing, but it seems like Moonton is doing it on a champion per champion basis, but it would be lovely if they could add it to the game. So my next question is, do you think there is a secret account strengthening algorithm just based on the length or the age of your account? Now I know you have Pantheon and you can level up Pantheon and get all of these bonuses, but to me, it doesn't seem like the bonuses are big enough to make that big of a difference. But maybe it is. Maybe it's just the Pantheon that makes the older accounts that much stronger. But it seems like, some of these guys do content, and I'll try to as closely as I can mimic that content and just get wiped out. And I'll tell you an example is Faction War Nightmare. I cannot get, and the guides I've been watching use Abomination to just sort of tank. Abomination tanks that first baddie that comes in, and for a while I thought it was because I didn't have A1 Abomination who didn't get the stun. So if you notice, A1 Abomination will get a stun, which makes a big deal, right? So in my last pulling sessions, I got several Abominations. I was able to get him up, right? And I would think, okay, like I should be good to go, and he still gets wiped out. And let me show you his details. I don't think he's that bad. I got 64,000 HP. I got 20,000 attack. I've got attack speed 216. Now maybe that's low. I've got decent crit rate. I think pretty good crit damage. And yeah, and I mean, I think he should be good enough to do the things that he's supposed to do, but he doesn't. So I'm stuck on, I think, 10 or 11 for that. And it might even be 11. I don't even, maybe have gotten to 12. But it makes me think, is there there's compensation. Is there a mechanic that just sort of passively strengthens accounts in the background on top of the Pantheon? Let me know your thoughts on that. So we've got, are there lucky accounts? Why don't we get gear recommendations? And is there a strengthening algorithm on top of the Pantheon bonuses that make older accounts a little stronger? My next question, it revolves around a piece of content. So let me preface this by saying that 95% of the content I love. I love doing the dailies. I love picking up the stuff. Guild Boss 2 is very challenging, but I don't mind it because I am able to get at least the end chest on the first one, on the Apocalypse 1. I am able to get the final reward. This one has eluded me so far, but I haven't put a lot of time into it, so I'll be playing with that. But the one piece of content which I don't understand, and maybe it's just me, but I do not love Arena. And I do it as part of the dailies, and I've got, decent teams because, my champions I think are so good. And so this is, I think, my worst team because my Lord isn't great. And I'll just kind of let this fight in the background as we discuss. But it seems like this content is probably the least popular. Let me know if there's some Arena lovers out there, but I don't understand what the dynamics are supposed to be, or what the attraction is supposed to be about it. It's just kind of wonky in that the auto fights don't work the way you would hope they would work, and it's not that engaging, and I don't love it, and I feel like PvP stuff is the lifeblood of a lot of these games. I know, coming from Raid Shadow Legends, which, by the way, I just burnt out on. It would just taken so long to do all the things you need to do in that game, and I didn't like it anymore, so I stopped. But one of the big bumps they had is they got really good at doing a PvP, right? So they had their regular arena, then they had their 3x3 arena, which everyone hated, which I loved, by the way. Like, I did a lot of 3x3 arena. And then they did the live arena stuff, which really was fun. It gave a bump. It was challenging, right? But it was fun. And I would love to see Moonton expand this content and make it a little bit more engaging and fun, because right now it's just not that great. And yeah, again, this is by far my worst and I'm gonna lose by far my worst team. I do really well on AoE now that I have Boreas, and I do really well on the airborne stuff with my piercers. So yeah, so I don't understand why this is sort of lingered in obscurity here without anybody talking about upgrading it. So we have lucky accounts, we have gear suggestions, we have account aging, and then we have arena popularity. Those are my 4 so far. The next one is why do promotion raids? When you want to go promote a hero, right? So you have a hero, you need to go promote him. So let's find one that I've got partially promoted. So let's say Cade, you want to go promote him, and you don't have the tokens, and I'm not even going to go through it because I don't think I can talk long enough about how long it takes to do promotion raids to get. I don't think I can talk long enough while the promotion raid goes, so I'm not going to start one. But it takes forever. It would be so much nicer if they just sped that up and let us do promotion raids much faster, like Raid did with their guild boss, where you just do quicks and you can get it done and get your promotion. There's no reason to linger over promo raids. I mean, they're a necessary evil strong. They're a necessary part of the game, but why take 20 minutes to do a promo raid? And it's not even about the champion. It's about them spawning the enemy and then you being able to reach them. It's ludicrous. I think I'd love for them to give us a quick battle on that and let us get promo raid stuff. Okay, so we have lucky accounts, we have gear suggestions, we have account aging based strength based on the age of your account, we have arena popularity, we have promo raids taking way too long. I have two more. The second to last one is guild boss. Why can we not do a guild boss fight in the background? Right, you have to watch it. Now I know it doesn't take that long, and I do bust it out, but they either need to make it last 10 seconds or let us do it in the background and do other things. But I don't understand why that's one of the few pieces of content you can't do in the background, or just speed it way up. And because once you reach your 50K, right, and I think a lot of us have. Where am I in here? Oh, here I am. So I'm at 58K right now, and there's guys in our guild that do 70 something, 75, and they do real well. Yeah, let us blow through that. Once you get 50K, let us quick it, or let us do it in the background, or whatever. But that would be nice. And then my last one, which may be the most important piece, right? So let me recap really quick. We have lucky accounts, we have gear suggestions, we have account aging strength, we have arena popularity, why do promo raids take so long, background guild fights, and the last one, which is vexing to me, is does anybody have any idea on what is up with the filter on chat? I mean, you can't even, if you want to talk about one of the new demon champions that they released, right? The Fool. Type that in. Can't see it. Can't even talk about one of the champions, right? They seem to have a big problem with words that end in T and start with a P. So if you want to say something very popular like that's not paper, right? I mean, I can't tell you how often I say something like that, right? Oh, it let me. Okay. So how about one of the really nice content creators out there who I watch a lot, Blunt Guts. Let's see what yeah. Like what, like why? Like what is that? Like there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it, and I don't understand what it is. Like, I could see the fool, right? Okay, you don't want people calling each other fools, and there should be some words that they filter out. That's fine, but just this random nonsense where it just will take a T and a G out of blunt guts. Like, I don't get it. So maybe you can answer that. So just kind of a silly video, and hope you're all doing well. And yeah, let's see. I mean, we got the Praetus banner coming up. Lots of good stuff. I've been hoarding gems and the blue crystals. So yeah. So as always, please be kind to one another. May God bless you, and God bless America. Have a good one.